Welcome to your yoga mat today. So grateful that you are here. Today, for our practice, if you have a block, I would say have it just in case, have one. If your shoulders are a little tighter, you could grab that too. Today's practice is called birds and binds. Birds and binds. So, a little bit more of a flow practice. And we'll be playing around with some different things as we go that not every single one will be a bird pose and not everyone will be a bind, but they'll definitely be sprinkled in. So I was reading something recently and it just brought up a good contemplation for me personally. And the contemplation was that the more an individual loves themselves, the more powerful they become. And it was easy to kind of just read right over that. The more an individual loves themselves, the more powerful they become. But as I underlined it, and then I couldn't stop thinking about it for the rest of the day. I just kept coming back to it. And I was thinking, yes, like if we think, just think for a moment, if we truly did love ourselves in the way that we supported ourselves 110%, that we believed in ourselves, that we believed in possibilities, that we believed in our own healing, that we believed opportunities were there for us, what a different life we possibly could lead. And maybe that's exactly where you are and you have this beautiful, abundant life. But we all have moments where we kind of get swallowed into the sea of doubt. And that's one of the greatest poisons, they say in yoga, is doubt. So today, whether you are binding and you're feeling constriction, just remember that even through that, so these are good poses, birds and binds, that you can practice. This isn't about doing any pose perfectly. It's about loving ourselves and where we are at in any given moment with however we're able to show up today. So let's just take a moment to center ourselves. You're in a nice, easy seat, whatever that looks like for you. As always, listen to your body. Do what feels good that I guide you toward, and always make adjustments if ever you need to. And then close your eyes. I made an adjustment today being inside instead of outside. It is a little hot, and so the recording windows are shortened. So I was like, I'm just going to go with the flow. We're going to go inside today. Literally and figuratively, we're going to go inside. So I want you to begin with a variation of a Viloma breath. Viloma is a 3-part breath. And so what you're going to do is you're going to sip in about a third of what you could on the breath, and then you'll pause, and then you'll sip in what feels like 2/3, and then a little pause, and then you'll take one more sip in, feeling like that's the full capacity of your breath, and then you'll exhale and let it all out. Okay? So let's try that. So breathe in, third of the way. Pause, 2/3. Pause, all the way. Pause, and then you can open your mouth or let it go out the nose. Let it go. Do it again. Inhale. Pause, 2/3. Pause, all the way. Hold. Let it go. One more time, third of the way. 2/3. All the way. Hold. Let it go. Circle your arms out and wide and all the way up overhead. Breathe in. Hands to heart. Exhale. Take a moment and set an intention. Is there an area of your life where you could love on yourself a little bit more? Where you could support yourself a little bit more? Can you acknowledge that space and create your time on the yoga mat as a way that you begin to open up? That we begin to love ourselves more deeply. And then let your chin fall towards your chest. Let your hands release to your legs. Inhale, lift your chin, open your eyes. Good. Let's switch the cross of those legs. Take your arms up towards the sky. Breathe in. Good. And then take your right hand to the right. Take your left arm over as you exhale. Cactus your arm as you breathe in. Inhale. And then you're going to turn the palm behind you and exhale. Sweep it behind your back and look down towards your right palm. So half bind here. And I'm not trying to get all the way around to the thigh. I'm just really letting the hand drape behind the back, keeping the head of the shoulder back, even though the shoulder is in an internal rotation. Good, then inhale, come up. Now do a reverse ragdoll. So even if you could do a reverse prayer, I just want you to hold ragdoll behind you. So see if you can grab opposite elbows, lift your chest. Now you might stay right here or exhale, fold forward. And now if your block was handy and your forehead doesn't go all the way to the ground, you can stay hovering. It's less relaxing, but you could do it. Or let that forehead come down to the block or floor. Good, and then inhale, come back up. Exhale, release. Shake your arms out just for a moment. And we are going to switch the legs one more time just because of that forward bend so we get both sides of the hips. Reach the arms up, breathe in. I know this side got more love. It's all right. Exhale, left hand left, right arm reaching over. Cactus your arm, bring your upper body back upright, breathe in. Exhale, turn the palm down so you can kind of cactus the arm upside down and then swing it behind the back. Look down towards your left hand. Some days I like to bend this bottom elbow and actually grab the bicep, and then I get a little deeper stretch. I know I didn't say that on the first side, but you know, yoga is really a self-discovery, exploration, so play around with it. Good, and then bring your upper body back up. Reach behind you once again. Now hopefully your other elbow or other forearm is on top. Lift your chest and exhale, forward fold. Just 1 or 2 breaths here, breathing in, letting it go. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach the arms up. Shake the arms out. Exhale. Let's come to all fours. Tabletop position. We're coming into what is known as bird dog, also known as spinal balance. All right, so we're going to take our right leg, keeping the knees under the hips and the wrists underneath the shoulders. Take your right leg, trying to move as little through the pelvis as you possibly can. Stretch the right leg back behind you, toes point down towards the floor. And then draw the low belly in, stretch your left arm forward. Inhale. And then exhale, knee and elbow come together and tap. Inhale, bird dog, reach. Exhale, draw in. Now, what about this looks like a bird dog? I don't know. Inhale. Extra contemplation points. Exhale. Reach long, breathe in. Now bend this right leg, reach back, catch your left hand to your right foot. Little bind back here, catching the foot. Now I just want you to take it easy. Do what feels good. If you're doing it in the morning, it's probably going to look different than if you're doing this afternoon, evening. If you want to twist a little and turn left, you can. Kick your foot back into your hand, open up the shoulder and the chest, and then carefully let go of the leg. Stretch the arm forward, breathe in. Exhale, set that right knee down. Now reach left arm to the sky. Breathe in. And exhale, thread left arm underneath. Now take your right arm up. Breathe in. Turn the palm back. Thread the arm behind. Half bind here. Your outer left shoulder, the left side of your head is down on the floor. You're not hovering in space. Opening that upper thoracic spine. Push your outer left arm down into the ground and notice how that starts to wake things up a little more. Lift the head of the right shoulder up to the sky a little deeper. And then release the bind. Reach the arm up, over and down by your face. Push into the right hand and return left hand back underneath you. Good. Now left side, left leg goes back. Toes point down. Inner thigh lifts, and now our right arm will reach forward. Turn the thumb up. Exhale, knee and elbow tap. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more, breathe in. And breathe out. Reach long, inhale. Bend the knee, reach back, catch the ankle. Kick the foot back into the hand, and now if you want, you can turn a little bit to the right, opening up the chest. Draw the belly in, connecting back into you. Leg goes back, arm goes forward. Left knee sets down. Inhale, right arm. Push into that bottom hand to reach right arm to sky. And then exhale, thread right arm underneath you. And now it's left arm goes up. Breathe in. Exhale, turn the palm behind you. Sweep the arm behind your back. And now see if you can catch the right thigh. It's okay if it doesn't go all the way. Outer part of your head, right side of your head is down on the ground. Good. Reach the arm back up to the sky, overhead, and then circle it back to the face, pushing into that left palm. Inhale, right hand returns underneath you. Tuck your toes, take your hips to your heels, press back, downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale through your nose. Empty it out your mouth. Let it go. Lift your heels. Inhale. Bend your knees. And if you want to jump, you can. Otherwise, just step forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up part way. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Reverse your swan dive. Inhale, rise. Come all the way up. And hands to prayer at the heart. Exhale. Good. Inhale here. Release your arms down by your sides. Draw your shoulders back and down. Lift your sternum nice and tall. Connect into your feet as your arms go up. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, right leg steps back into a lunge. Plant your hands. Left foot goes back, crosses over right ankle in your plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Now untuck your toes, but keep your ankles crossed. Inhale, cobra. Squeeze your legs. And now exhale, lift the legs, keeping them crossed. Good. Now hover your hands. Breathe in. And exhale, set it all down. And as you do, uncross your ankles. Good. Tuck your toes. You can take it towards child's pose, hips to heels or up through plank. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Right leg reaches up. Breathe in. Right foot steps forward and through, but step it towards your left hand so that your right foot steps towards your left thumb. And now inhale here. Let the hips come down and the heart move forward a little bit. And you're going to push off and cross your left foot behind your right foot. So your pinkies come as close together as they can. Bend that right knee, heart forward. Exhale, fold and bow. Plant your right hand under your chest. Inhale, left arm sweeps up to the sky. Exhale, turn that palm behind, reach back and see if you can catch that right thigh. I like to look down here. If you want to keep looking up, you can. Little bend again in that front leg. Reach the arm back up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, top hand down. Good. Now little bend in both those legs. Reverse your swan dive. Inhale. Interlace your hands over your head. And this back leg is going to come out. You're going to take it over to the left as you side bend. Exhale. Good. Now set the foot down. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left foot steps back. Stay on the fingertips. Plant the hands so they go all the way flat. Inhale, right leg goes over left leg in your plank. Breathe in. Chaturanga. Exhale. Now you can always put your knees down here if you need to. That's it. Untuck your toes, but keep your legs crossed. Inhale, lift your chest, cobra pose. Exhale, lift your legs, squeeze your legs together. Hover your hands, breathe in, little higher. Exhale, everything comes down and the feet uncross. Good. Push up to tabletop. This time I did tabletop. You can do plank as well. Exhale, down dog. Left leg reaches up. Breathe in. Toes point down. Left foot's going to step towards your right thumb. Come on to the fingertips. Inhale, lift your chest. Back leg is straight and strong. You got it. And then bend. Push off that back leg. Right foot behind left foot this time. Pinky toes touch. Left leg is bent a bit. Breathe in. Heart forward. You can always have your block here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Left hand under your chest. Right arm reaches up. Turn the right palm behind you. Sweep it behind your back for your left thigh. You can again look up or down. Keep rolling your right shoulder open. Reach it back up. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Now, little bend in both those legs. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Arms come up overhead. Interlace your fingers, point your index fingers. And now stand into that left foot, and the right leg is going to come out to the side as you side bend over to the right. Inhale, right foot down, arms up. Good. And exhale, release your arms by your sides. Good. So, little different warm up, but still a lot of familiar movements, so you get to bring it all together. Big toes are going to touch now. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Chair pose, Utkatasana. So a little binding in that warm up, some crosses, finding that midline, hoping to love ourselves, giving ourselves some squeezes. Hands to prayer, exhale. Keep your hands in prayer. Put your weight in your right foot. Pick your left heel up. You're going to begin to suck that left heel up towards the glute for flamingo. A bird. Da bears. No, da birds. Good. Squeeze your knees together. Keep bending that right standing leg. Oh, sing if you like. And now shoot the leg back slowly. Warrior one. Land that foot back down. Sweep the arms up towards the sky. Breathe in. Warrior two. Exhale. Side angle. Right forearm to thigh. Left arm reaching over. Exhale. Half bind if you want to take it. Sweep the arm behind your back. Catching that right thigh. So we're getting real familiar with that half bind. Inner thigh on your left leg going back. Outer right hip carving under, and your right knee is right above that right ankle. Rolling the chest open. Now you could always go deeper in this right hand. You could take it down to the floor or to a block. Take another breath. Very good. Release your bind. Cartwheel down. Lift your back heel up. Now we're going to take a dolphin down dog kick. So leg goes back as you do the forearms come down. You can do one at a time or both together. And then set the right leg down to the floor. Dolphin pose. It's not a bird. I know. But you know what comes out of dolphin? It's asana, peacock pose. So, although we may not go all the way there today, some of you will have a chance if you like. Keep the right foot down, stretch your left leg up. Look between your forearms, and if you just stay right here, building that strength, or just little hops. You're not trying to land it. You're just getting comfortable with, ooh, what's that feel like? Good. And then set the knees down. Let's take child's pose. Exhale. Forehead to the floor. Now you can always pause this, take more time working into that Pinchamayurasana, the peacock pose, a bird. Take a breath, breathe in. Let it go. Good. Come forward, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Breathe in. Good. Exhale back. Amazing. Down dog. Take a breath in. Release. Let it go. Lift your heels. Inhale. Look to your thumbs. Bend your knees. Step or float. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Back to chair pose. Inhale, Utkatasana. Hands to the heart. Exhale. We get to do the second side. Weight's going in our left foot this time. Squeeze your knees together. Right heel pulling up towards the glute. Right heel pulling up. Flamingo pose. Flamingo asana. Sometimes I just sit here and crack myself up, waiting for the day when I can be with all of you. Start to send the leg back. Warrior one. Inhale. Reach the arms up towards the sky. Draw the tailbone down. Exhale, warrior two. Good. Side angle. Inhale. I'm going to take my forearm to my thigh. You're welcome to take your hand down to the block or floor. Take the top arm. Again, optional. Taking that bind, reaching the right arm behind your back this time. Roll the chest open. Sink a little deeper into that left leg. There it is. Oop, there it is. All right. Good. Another breath. I'm pretty sure that loving myself more fully absolutely means more laughter and fun, release. Hopefully that's why we're together right now, because you enjoy those things too. Now we're going dolphin kick. So left foot's going to lift as you do. Forearms are coming down. Forearms are parallel to each other. And then set the foot down. Now bend your knees if your hamstrings are tight here. Bend those knees. And now our right leg will go up. Right leg up. Look between the forearms. You stay here or let the head hang. If you want to try the hops, look between the forearms. Little hops. Again, no worries. You're not trying to stick anything. You're just playing. I'm loving where I'm at right now, right? That's what we're practicing. Knees down, child's pose. Exhale. And it's such a good chance to practice, right? Because maybe yesterday you were doing Pinchamayurasana, you were landing the peacock, and today it's not there. But maybe today it's not about landing it. It's just about being right where you are. Good. This time, walk your hands in towards your knees. Tuck your toes. Walking the hands towards the back of your mat. Now you're going to open up those knees. Let the heels come down. Stretching the arms forward. Bow the forehead down. Now you can stay here. You could take garland pose where you walk the hands back in front of the shins and turn the palms up for just a nice deep stretch, release of the low back, or add in the bird. Not the middle finger bird, but the crow bird, okay? Just to be clear. Hands shoulder width apart. You're creating a triangle. The two hands are the bottom. Your gaze is going to create that third point. You're going to squeeze your knees into the armpits, as high up into the armpits as they'll go, and you start to shift the weight forward. Arm balances most of the time are not about strength and lifting yourself up. They're about trusting, and they're leaning forward until the lower half of your body gets lighter and moves into the upper body. So see if you can do it in a way that you're leaning. Inner edges of your feet come together. Spread your toes. And those of you wanting to work towards the crane, where you start to straighten the arms a little bit, you can work toward that as well. Another bird. So the crow, the bent elbows, the crane, the straight arms. And forward fold. Exhale, yogis. Beautiful job. Shake that out. Let's take a ragdoll for a moment. Sway it out. And then Padahastasana, lean back on the heels, slide your hands underneath the soles of your feet. Stretch your heart forward and fold forward and bow. Relax your head and neck out. Very good. And then lean back, slide one hand out, other hand out. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, walk yourself out back into plank. Pause in your plank, breathe in. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, cobra. Inhale. Now, move back towards tabletop. Exhale. Good. I want you to bring your right foot forward in between your hands. We're going to take a one-legged Ustrasana. So I invite you to grab a block here if you have it. I'm going to put it on the inside of my foot. Some days I like it on the inside. Some days I like it on the outside. So let's tinker with it on the inside first, and you can always switch it. As you come up to lunge, I want you to have 2 more 90-90 degree angles instead of like a deep Anjaneyasana. Okay, so more 90-90 here, all right? And then hands, you're going to take that left hand, if you can, back to the block. Now that feels like a bit of a reach, so I'm going to scooch mine to the outside. That feels a little bit better. You're going to reach right arm up to the sky. Now if the block is too much, all you need to do is bring hands to hips, and you're going to lift the heart, start to gaze up. Some of you hand to the block. You can even take hand to heel. I like to tuck the toes some days when I do that, but you can also do it with untucked, okay? Reach the arm up, and then take this right hand behind your head, lean back, curl back, open up the chest. Good. Stretching the hip flexor, breathing in, breathing out. Good. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Good. I'm just going to switch myself around so you can see. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, spin the back heel down, and bring forearm to thigh. Side angle last time, reach the arm up. And now if you want, full bind, hand behind the back, sweep right arm underneath. Open up the chest. Your arms are starting to warm up here. So if you want to go for that full bind, if you've got the strap, put it in your left hand. And now look down at the floor if you can. Keep your bind into bound triangle pose. Keeping the upper body leaning back. You can always just go into a half bind here. Just let the right hand come onto the leg. Left hand meets back in that half bind. And let's all release the bind. Trikonasana, arm to the sky. Breathe in. Keep pushing into your big toe mound on your right foot. And exhale, cartwheel it down. Back heel lifts. Step back, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, cobra. Exhale, back tabletop. Put your knees down. Tabletop. Left foot comes forward in between your hands. Walk your hands up your front thigh. I'm going to grab my block, putting it on the outside edge of my right foot this time. Good. Outside edge of the right foot. Hands either to the hips or right hand to the block. And you can allow your body just to start to turn a little right so that you can get the block. But then what we're going to do is start to spin the right side of the rib cage up towards the sky. Reach left arm to sky. Keep the head of the right shoulder back. Take the left hand behind the head. Start to curl back. Keep that bottom arm straight. You can stay here with the hand on the head. Of course, you can always reach it if you like. Opening up the hip flexor, opening up the psoas. Take another breath. Man, it feels good to be in our body, to move. Good. Now help a sister or brother out and bring your body with love back up. Exhale, hands frame the foot, tuck your back toes, lift the knee. Spin the sole of that back foot to the ground. I'm going to take my left forearm to thigh, right arm reach up, breathe in. Exhale, hand behind the back, starting half bind or leaning down a little deeper, left arm reaches up. Now, if I go for that bind and then my torso is facing the floor, I'm losing part of the alignment, which is going to close off your breath. And it's going to probably make you feel a little bit more anxious. So remember, each movement, each asana is here to help us open. And although we will probably struggle a little bit from time to time, we practice staying open through the challenges. Now see if you can look down and straighten that front leg a little or a lot into bound triangle pose. Keep pushing into your left big toe mound. If the bind, it's a big one, is too much, just let go or do half bind. And then all of us release. Left hand down to shin or floor or block. Right arm reaching up. Good. Breath in. Your hamstrings are singing a song right now. It just feels so good to stretch those bad boys out. Bad girls. Good girls. Okay, back heel lifts. Inhale. Frame your front foot. Breathe in. Plank pose. Breathe out. Take an extra breath. Inhale. And drop to the knees. Exhale. Puppy pose. Forehead or chin or heart to the floor. One more deep breath. And walk your hands in. Let's cross our ankles and take our legs out in front of us. Set that block off to the side. Now, if you need a blanket, something to sit on, go ahead and grab that. Otherwise, pull the flesh out from underneath the sit bones for just a moment. Yes, and I want you a little more forward the front of your mat. In fact, your feet could be off because we're going to be moving into another bird pose here in just a second. But we're going to start off in Marichi Asana here. So I want you to bend the right leg, bring it back. So the sole of the foot is on the inside of your left leg. Left hand next to your hip, reaching your right arm to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, right hand towards right foot. Squeeze your right knee in towards your right armpit. And if you want, you can take a bind here. So you can reach this right arm in front of the right shin and behind you, and you might stay right there. You can even take left hand and hold that foot. Keep hugging the knee in, or some of you, it's full bind, left hand goes back, and you clasp your hands. If you can even clasp your wrist, left hand holding right wrist. Forehead coming towards shin or knee. And then release. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let this right knee open. Lean right, and we're going to swing our left leg back for pigeon pose. Dubbird. Okay. Sorry, I won't do that again. All right. Now, if you have tenderness in those knees, I want you to do deer pose. I know it's not a pigeon, it's not a bird, but 90-90, okay? 2 90-90s, right knee coming out from hip and ankle in line with knee, back hip, knee in line with hip, and then scooch the ankle out so it's in line with the knee. I'm going to bring my heel in pigeon for me closer in towards my hip. Gaze back at your left foot. Make sure it's in line with your left hip. And I want you to come down just a little bit more onto this right hand. And this is completely optional, okay? I want you to bring the left forearm down. Untuck those back toes. Reach your right arm up and see if you can bind. So the foot hair has to be a little closer. It's quite challenging to get if you're going for that bind in your pigeon. Now, I like to stay upright like this, but if you wanted to thread and bring the outer arm down and straighten the left arm, keeping twisting to the right, you sure could. Just feeling a moment of your own body, appreciating again all that it does. And then release the bind. Let your arms walk out and forehead to the ground or to the block. You can always use a prop under the hips here if you need it or want it. And really trying to stretch the heart and the spine forward out of the pelvis. Getting as much length through the spine into extension here as you can. Walk your hands in closer towards your leg. Lean to the right, double pigeon. Agni Stambhasana. I had to really control myself there to not say, what I said I wasn't going to say again. Flex your feet. Your shins are forward, parallel with the front edge of your sticky mat. Now, if I'm tighter in the hips, I just want you to bring that right foot back a little closer. You can even use a block and prop up this outer knee if you need to, or if it's just too much, do Sukhasana. The first pose we sat with was just left shin in front of right shin. Totally okay, all right? So double pigeon. And if you're folding forward, if you have room to fold, Go ahead and fold. You can use your block to catch your forehead. And it's less here about doing anything and forcing anything, and more about breathing and just feeling this level of both acceptance, but also giving ourselves some grace, giving ourselves some love. Can you breathe in a way that feels more loving in your own body? Where you actually feel a sense of contentment and peace with how you are showing up today. And then inhale, bring yourself back up. Ooh, okay, stretch the legs out, give them a little shake. All right, now we get to switch sides. Left leg is going to come back, sole of the foot to the floor, Marichi Asana variation. Right hand by your right hip, left arm reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, left hand reaches towards right foot. Squeeze again this left knee in towards your left armpit. And then you can stay there, or you can sweep. You're internally rotating again. Left palm is going to turn behind you, reach back, either catching your hands if that's what you've got today. If you can wiggle into that, grabbing that right wrist, you can take the index and your thumb together in Gyan Mudra. And the binds aren't there to force yourself to struggle, okay? They are there to teach us something and to explore and play with, but you know your body better than anyone. If they're feeling like too much, just do half binds or come out and then come up, breathe in, releasing your bind. Let this left knee open out to the left, and you're going to kind of have to move a little on your mat here. Right leg leaning left, right leg will sweep back. Pigeon pose. Now again, you can take deer pose. I'm again bringing my left foot, heel, closer towards my right hip. Right forearm down, start to twist left, and you can stay. This is such a good spot to stay. I bring my left hand on my thigh. Add a sound effect of, oh, that feels good. If you want to bind, reach your left hand back and catch your left foot with your left hand. You can, again, thread all the way down if you'd like. If no one's told you recently, you're doing a really amazing job at that life thing. Yeah. You're nailing it. Even if it doesn't feel like it. What if nailing it doesn't mean that you're getting it all right and you're doing it all perfectly? What if it means you're just owning up to, that could have gone better. I'm okay with it though. Just being more accepting of yourself. Start to come up, release your bind, double pigeon. It's like Louise Hay says something like, honey, if you're going to clean the floor, you've got to see the dirt. Flex your feet, right? You got to acknowledge, like, if loving yourself isn't something you've been doing, we have to start with just the awareness. Oh, I don't even really know what that means, right? What does that mean? Flex your feet, soles of your feet in line with the outer edges of your legs. Lift your chest, double pigeon. And then folding forward if there is space to go. Remember, you can do Sukhasana, right shin in front of left shin. That would be where the leg is not on top. It's just right in front, right? Feel a sense of understanding for yourself and where you're at. Good. And I realize we didn't get to extend out in pigeon. So you're not going to be mad if we go back to pigeon for a hot second, are you? Let's swing the leg back and just stretch your arms out. Sometimes things just don't go in order. They don't go how we plan. That's all right. We can pivot. And if you haven't seen that scene in Friends where Ross is telling them to pivot the couch around the stairwell, you have to go watch it. It will make you pee your pants with laughter and love for life in that moment. Take another 3 breaths. Can you extend the sternum and the heart a little more forward? Can you soften where the bottom tips of the shoulder blades come together? Surrender. And walk yourself back up. Swing that back leg around. Center yourself into the middle of your mat, and let's come all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Allow your body to rock side to side. Take another breath here. And then set your feet down to the floor. Grab that block and we'll come into a supported bridge pose, pushing down into your feet. Lift your hips. Slide your block underneath your sacrum, any height you like. Bring your arms by your sides. If you'd like to take a supported shoulder stand and extend your legs up instead of having them on the ground, go ahead and bring them up to the sky. Those of you with tighter hip flexors, you might enjoy extending from bridge, the legs out with the heels down and the toes up. Bend the knees, feet come back underneath the hips. If your legs are in the air, feet back to the earth. Push into your feet, inhale, lift your hips. Slide your block out. Widen your feet as wide as your mat. Cactus your arms. Take your knees over to the right and extend your left arm up over your head as you do. If you want to hook your right ankle above your left knee, getting a little more length on this left side. If your ankle is hooked, unhook it. Bring the knees back up, the arm back to cactus on the left, and knees over to the left. Now extend your right arm over your head. Left ankle can hook above your right knee. Unhook the ankle. Cactus your arm. Bring your knees back up. One last time, draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a final squeeze. Really feeling like you're embracing yourself, giving yourself more love, more understanding and care. And then exhale, let's release it all out. Extend the legs, turn the palms up. Let your body take up space. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. Let's stay for a few minutes. Breathing in without any force to the breath, just nice and easy. If you feel like your mind is continuously wandering, invite the mantra in. So as you inhale, S-O, hum, H-U-M, as you exhale. Allow the mantra to feel a vibration and a connection to your own breath and to this present moment. So, hum. So, hum. Let's do one time where you take that 3-part breath as you're coming out here. So take a breath, third of the way in, little pause, 2/3, pause, all the way. Pause, and gently part your lips and sigh it out. Bring a little bit of movement back into your body. Stretch your arms up and over your head. Bend your knees, connect your feet to the floor. Let's roll to our right side. Push into your hands, bring your body upright to an easy seat, palms into your heart space. The more an individual loves themselves, the more powerful they become. When we think of times that we've been in pain or when others are in pain, feeling a sense of loneliness or a sense of anything that feels uncomfortable, really. If we can come back to this space where we are at least start to establish this better relationship with ourselves, where we start to support ourselves, to remind ourselves that we will get through every hard day that we have, and we begin to create this habit of ways that we love ourselves and show up for ourselves each and every single day. So as you draw thumbs to third eye, from my heart to yours, thank you. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. I hope you enjoyed this birds and binds practice. I'd love to hear your comments down below, or a favorite bird or bind that you love that I didn't get in, and we can do it for next time. But such a great chance where we can practice, even if we're not where we want to be, being able to love ourselves in that moment, in this moment where we are exactly as we are. So thank you.